Hi.
Okay, so I'm at the beginning of this journey. I'm still in the foundations. Um, I'm having a difficult time deciding upon one signature service
Okay.
because I feel like I have one demographic who could need one of two things that I'm both really interested in offering, but they're quite a bit different depending on what the desire is of the client I work with. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of an oddball in that I'm a clairvoyant, but I also ran $1 million company, sold it, was a business strategist. So I like to fuse my empathic nature with my entrepreneurial nature. And
That's
so,
awesome.
yeah, it's super fun. I love it. But I'm finding, based on the people I've been chatting with so far and doing calls with people, not discovery calls, but they're actually booking paid readings with me, is I tend to attract people who are like, I need help with my energy. Like, I need help learning how to get through the resistance and the fear and all those things that come up on our creative and entrepreneurial journeys. And they actually want to hone those skills themselves. So that's like one ideal client.
Okay.
And I have a mentorship in place for that. And people have been like, I just set it up this last week and I've already got two people who are like, I want to work with you. And I'm like, what? Okay.
That's
So it's
amazing.
exciting. I can tell there's like some, life behind it. But
Yeah.
then the second thing is there are people who they're more energetically sensitive. They're running businesses, but they kind of want like a secret weapon psychic strategist on their side to help them, not less as a coach, but to help them read energy on their journey. So it's more like doing calls with them on a regular basis where we're looking at the energy of the decisions they're making, the energy they're getting caught in.
Mm.
But those are kind of two different things. And I feel like no matter which route I go, unless people do an intuitive call with me and they see how I work, because it kind of seems abstract to people who haven't done it before.
Right.
Everyone who's done my like basic call so far has been like, I've never had anything like this before.
That's so
So,
interesting.
but it also takes a bit out of me and I don't want to do it for free as a discovery call. So
Yeah.
obviously you can tell I'm getting really kind of stuck in some of the it's beginning. So which direction do I go? I know you're
Yeah.
such a killer strategist. So I was hoping for some thoughts.
Absolutely. Well, oh my gosh. Okay. I actually have a lot of thoughts. I'm trying, I was like getting my pen out to write them as you were talking because I'm afraid they're like flying out of my brain right now. Okay. The first thing, well, I observed two things. One, even though, yes, the two clients that you just described have different what is it motivations for why they might want to work with you, it seems like the outcome that you provide them from working with you is that they have better management and understanding of their energy. Would you
Mm-hmm.
say that is true?
Yes and no. The way I have the offer split in my head now, not
Mhm.
necessarily. Just because one
Okay.
is almost like someone's like, I want done for me versus I want you to teach me how to do kind of what you do or run my energy differently. Could the two combine? Yes, but that I guess that hadn't quite come together yet. Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. Um, okay, I'm going to put a pin in that and move to my next point before I come back. So my next observation is it's interesting to me that you said the launch point for both types of people is that, did you call it an impact?
It's called an IBR and it's like an intuitive business
Oh,
review.
intuitive business review.
Mhm.
Okay. So that intuitive call, I agree with you that it should not be like a substitution for a discovery call. I mean, that is the work that you do. So you
Yeah.
should be paid for it. But I almost wonder, um, the whole point behind, okay, so first let me back up and explain why do I suggest that you pick one offer? I think it's really important to always understand the context behind a strategy. The reason for it is that every time you put a different offer in the spotlight in your business, you're having to basically create an entirely new ecosystem around it, right? You have to create a new marketing ecosystem, a new sales ecosystem, and a new delivery ecosystem on the back end when someone's actually paid for your service. So when you're first starting out and you're a solopreneur or you haven't yet made $10,000 months where you're at a place that you can hire team or help to support you in offering multiple services, I just think it slows people down and it distracts people from reaching that goal when they're having to juggle building multiple ecosystems, and it creates a confusing market message, right? So that's the why behind it. Now, is that the only way to do business? Like if you feel extremely passionate about serving both people simultaneously, you know, I'm not going to stop you and say like, Anna, you have to, you have to pick one, right? But I want you to understand the context behind that, because I think for you, there's one of two ways I could see you approaching this. One, you can just look at what is already kind of carrying momentum on its own, and it sounds like the one where people are asking you to teach them to learn their own energy. Like you said, you barely put the offer out there and two people are already jumping on it. If you feel like there's momentum there, my question for you to ponder on after this call is, what would be the downsides of, if any, if you decided to just run with that offer for now until you hit a certain sustainable income, where you could then, have the resources and the bandwidth to add on a second offer, right?
Yep. There's no downside.
Okay, perfect. So there's one option. Option B is, if you truly believe it is important for you to simultaneously serve both people right now in this season, then my suggestion to you would be, how can you position the intuitive or intuition call as your actual signature service, so that it is streamlined to that one thing. But then once someone has purchased that initial call and had that call with you, you're then able to assess, okay, the next step for you to continue working with me would be this or that, but it's all on the back end, so it doesn't confuse your front end messaging.
Okay, got it.
So of those two options, do you feel like you could find one that works for you to move forward with?
My gut is telling me that really getting people in for the intuitive business review, even though it's not like maybe the most ideal as far as wanting to work with people a little more long term and really help them see those changes, it's the gateway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what people are going through and going, I'm an empath, I need your help, and I saw what you did and I feel different and it helps. So I know that it won't be 100% of the people who book that call,
Right.
but so far it's been 75, so that's high.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I just need to get around in my head that the actual signature service really sort of is that intuitive business review, and the next steps are this larger capacity of working with me.
Amazing. Yeah. You feel good about the decision?
I do.
Okay. Amazing. Okay. I'm glad we got to move